Hey everyone. Alright, I have been telling you all, one second, let me grab this painting over here. I had told you all I would do a video soon showing how I did just the little gold foil flakes on this one. I have actually, since I did this, have seen a couple of different things where people have done similar things. One, I wish I could remember the lady's name, but I've totally blanked out on it at the moment. She uses the sheets of gold foil and puts some little lines of glue along her painting when she's finished with it, once the ink is dry. And then she can put the, tear strips off and make super fine, thin gold veins in the painting, which is beautiful, doing it like that. I don't have any of that, and I hadn't seen that done that way. So, but one of these days, I will try that. Right now, this is what you all are stuck with me, is sticking the gold foil onto the painting while the ink is still tacky. So I'm hoping that this will work out today anyway, since the last time I did that, that was just a spur of the moment thing, and thought, let's see how that looks. So maybe we can get it to work out today. This is what I'm using simply because this is what I had here. I just had it for some other crafty things that, oops, yep, there it went. Sorry. Things that the girls and I were working on. Alright, hit the floor and rolled somewhere. See if I can find it. So, anyway, so I had this already, just because, we were doing other little crafty things. And I just picked this up at Hobby Lobby one day because it was inexpensive and was something fun for us to play with. So, I'll be using that at the end after I finish doing the painting. And instead of Pinata brass today, I am going to use the copper. And there's a specific reason for this. The copper metallic does not sit on top of the paper. I'm sorry y'all, I'm deadheaded. Does not sit on top of the paper or on top of the ink like the Pinata brass does. And so what I'm hoping is that this will mix in with the inks. I'm going to use Coral and Purple Twilight. And I'm hoping it'll mix in with those a little bit. It's going to give them a real shimmer. I've used the copper before to mix with other colors. I usually mix it with, more colors that are fairly complementary to it. So we'll see how this turns out. But it doesn't sit on top. So I'm hoping that it will blend and make the ink stay tacky a little bit longer, to give a little bit longer time to where you can stick on the gold foil. So we'll see. I don't know. This may work and it may not. So we'll just experiment together. Alright. And I'm going to do it on the NARA, the 8-inch rounds. NARA synthetic art paper, for those of you who are interested in this. They do have this in other sizes. This is the only thing that I've gotten by them so far, but I'm really happy with it. I really do like the way the inks move on this paper. So I will probably be getting some other sizes of paper from them, sizes and shapes. Alright, well, let's get started and see what happens. Alright, so I'm doing a voiceover for this part since you all can never hear me over the sound of the hairdryer. I apologize if you hear something twice. Something I did on the intro and something that I do on that I already say on the end that I have forgotten since I did it a little bit earlier. First off, this is definitely not one of my better paintings. I have been told I really should stop putting myself down, my paintings down, but honestly, this was a terrible color combination to choose. I really thought that it would come out a little better than it did. The copper that I added changed the color of the coral to much more orange than I wanted it. And I could have made it look a little bit better, but I did not take enough time. This was just entirely me trying to hurry because I wanted to make sure that it was still tacky enough to show you all what I was talking about with putting the gold foil flakes on. And so I got in too much of a hurry and didn't. I mean, it wouldn't have taken me but another 2 or 3 minutes maybe to get it to where I was happier with it. Blended a little bit more, made the ends a little softer, but it is what it is. And as my mother-in-law says, ways and things. So that's what you got. But at least you can kind of see the process that I use. Not that you can call it a process. It's, stick it on there, pat it down, brush it off. But at least you can kind of see what I do on it, even if I'm not real thrilled with this painting. So you can see right there just how orange. I knew immediately as soon as I started mixing it. It's like, oh no, that red orange with the purple was not gonna look good. Now I do like purple with the colors like coral and salmon that are kind of a pinkish orange color, but I did not like it with this darker color that the coral turned when I mixed that copper in with it. And had I taken enough time to blend it out a little bit more, to kind of wisp it a little more, it probably would have looked a lot better too. It would have lightened up the color everywhere except right there at the very edge of the paper. So that definitely would have helped some. I didn't use any other techniques than what I usually do. Be sure you keep your dryer close to the paper. Wasn't quite as careful on this one because I knew I wasn't going to leave it the way that it was going down. So I didn't really care if I got a little bit of a finger running here and there because I knew that I would be hitting every part of it again with some alcohol to kind of blend everything together. So I wasn't super careful on this one to try and make things go exactly the way I wanted them from the beginning. And in case any of you were wondering, Santa Claus did bring me a Lazy Susan for Christmas. My wonderful hubby, he got me so much stuff that I had been wanting and not really needing because I was, making do without, but he got me a lot of things. He and the girls did that I had been wanting, and a Lazy Susan was one of them. But when I put it on the table to try to paint with it, it raised up my paper much higher than I'm used to, and it felt so awkward. So I'm gonna have to get a bar stool or something from upstairs to sit on that sits a little bit higher than the chair that I sit in when I'm downstairs here working. So yeah, maybe one of these days you might actually see it. I even bought some of that little tacky stuff so I've got a piece of cardboard all covered with plastic and things, and so I could tack my surface I'm painting on down on the plastic covered cardboard and lay it on the Lazy Susan. And yeah, well, you see no Lazy Susan in the picture, so hopefully soon. So I just, I don't know what was with me today. I really don't with this one. I should not have done this in such a pattern too. I think, purple coral, purple coral, purple coral. I don't know. I'm not sure what was going on in my head today. So, but anyway, I really should have just worked on it a little more. Let's see. So I just went ahead and put all this down. and and then went back over it with just some alcohol and tried to kind of, blend it a little bit and wisp those edges up a little too. I realized a little too late that I did not get quite enough copper in. I should have put more copper in because I lost a lot of the tackiness. Even as quickly as I was trying to do this, I still, I didn't get some of that tackiness where I wanted out towards the ends of the color. It was still all back around the edges where the ink was the heaviest. But as it got out, you'll see when you see the end part where I actually put it on, it didn't, the foil didn't stick good out towards the end of the color, out towards the center of the circle. So, and the metallic does help with that. And, if you want to do this like this, I would probably recommend mixing some metallic in, but I would use more than what I did. I think I just put a drop or two. I think usually just one drop in each drop of ink, which is what I would normally do if I'm just painting and don't want extra metallic in it. So I really should have gone heavier with it. And you all could see that what I was talking about with the metallic, with the copper color, not sort of floating on top of the ink the way the bronze does. Now both of these are Pinata brand, and I guess the mica powder or whatever is used to create the copper color metallic is just a heavier substance than they use for the brass. So it does not sort of sit on top of the ink. Now silver will it may not be Pinata. It might be Ranger. I don't even want to tell y'all now because now I'm not sure. One of the silvers will sort of float on top of the ink, but I can't remember if it's Pinata or Ranger brand now because I don't use silver very often. And it doesn't work as well as the brass, but it will kind of float on top a little bit anyway. You can get some lines out of the silver, and I'm really sorry I can't remember which brand it was. I have both, and it's been a while since I used either one of them, so I'm really not sure. Alright, so I was just trying to kind of hurry as quickly as I could and get this blended. And I think part of my problem here was I was just already really kind of disgusted with my color choices. And so I was already frustrated. And had I not been needing to keep it tacky or sticky, I would have worked on it a little bit longer and been much happier with it, I'm sure. But yeah, I didn't. So anyway, we all just have those days, and I certainly have them. I have a painting laying over there that I actually started. I videoed for you all 2 weeks ago. Over a week ago, week and a half, 2 weeks, I guess. I think I mentioned it on one other video that I just wasn't sure if I was, even though I told you all I would show you, all my good, bad, and the ugly. Yeah, that one, I don't know about. I'm telling y'all, it looks like a squashed cat. It just is horrible. I may dig it back out one day because I haven't sealed it. I need to dig it back out and work on it. So maybe I'll do a video on the saving of a really bad painting if I can get it to turn out decently. Anyway. I don't mind showing y'all my frustrations and my struggles, but I really hate for you all to decide that you never want to watch my channel again, that you're not going to watch my videos because of how awful some of my stuff is. Oh, So don't ever feel bad about, you know, if you're beginning, especially, and even if you're not beginning, everybody has those days. Everybody does. I don't care how long you've been doing it and how good of an artist you are, you're going to have those days. So I don't have too much more blending to do on this. This may cut me off because I can't see the counter on this right now, so I'm not going to be able to tell exactly when it comes to the end of this part where I need to stop doing the voiceover on this clip before the next clip kicks in where I was actually talking while I was doing it. So it should be coming up here really soon. So if it cuts me off, I'm sorry. I think I'll just go ahead and get off now. Because this is where I was getting finished, I think. I was just cleaning up where I got some fingerprints and things on it. So I will be quiet now and just let you all hang in there for this last, hopefully not too long. And you'll be able to see the next part in just a second. Alright, this is not the colors that I was hoping it would turn out. Not that great, but let's see if we can use it to try some of this anyway, see what happens. At least you can see kind of what I mean by it sticking to it. Now, I don't do this in any nice, neat fashion with a tweezers or anything like that. I just kind of start sticking it on there because the ink is still tacky in spots, not all over, just in spots. And so wherever that little bit of tackiness is, if you can get some of this on it before it dries, and that's kind of the trick with this, is it really kind of has to be a painting that's done quickly, because otherwise, I mean, you'll get a few places that stay kind of tacky, but a lot of it is going to go ahead and dry. So I guess it just kind of depends on how much you want. And there's no reason you can't go back and do it with some glue to get it just exactly where you want it, rather than just kind of look at the draw with wherever the tacky parts are. Trying to get this covered good before it all dries up on a big sheet. The copper kind of turned, and I should have expected this actually. I know that it will do this, but it turned my coral orange. I was hoping for a more pinkish coral color in there rather than the darker orange that it turned out being. And like I said, I should have expected that. I know enough about mixing these things at this point that that should not have come as a surprise to me. I just didn't think about it until I saw the color and was like, oh, phooey. I know better than that. So, see, you can see all this up here is just really dry. There's no way that that's going to stick to the thinner, wispier parts at the top. I'm trying to make sure I got a little bit everywhere I want it. Alright, and now you have a big mess, or I do. This stuff's really pretty on things, but man alive, does it make a mess. It goes everywhere. Alright, once you get it pretty well covered, you know, just sort of mash it down so that it will stick. And all of this that you put on there is not going to stick. I'll tell you now. You can cover the whole darn thing if you want to, and it's not all going to stick. Yeah, some of it will and some of it won't. We're getting ready to really get into the messy part here in just a second. Let me get some of that up. Get some of the loose back off of here. maybe. I've now staticked it to the paper. Yep, and everything else in here. Although it's very humid today. It's chilly here in the Tri-Cities of Washington, but it's damp. It's very cloudy and damp, and looks like it's going to rain. So you'll notice I was getting a little bit of water beading in my inks, and I think it's just from the humidity today. Alright, let me grab a brush because I forgot to get one. Thought my brush had disappeared for a second. I don't have a big one. I'm going to have to road one of my makeup brushes, because I think that a like a blush brush, for you ladies know what I'm talking about, or a powdered makeup brush would work better for this. But right now I don't have one that doesn't have makeup all over it, and I don't want to color my paper with makeup colors. Let's see. I'm sorry I'm making y'all wait for this. Let me grab a paper towel so maybe I can catch some of that as it comes off. Although it's probably going to go flying everywhere no matter what I do. So, I would recommend the bigger brush, but this is what I have at the moment, so that's what I'm using. That's what I used on my other one. And so just start kind of gently brushing off, you know, the excess. And you'll see quite a bit of it is going to come off. And, you know, if you use a bigger, softer brush than this, you probably won't have as much come off if you want more stuck on there. Because a lot of this is just barely stuck down. And so that the bristles on this brush are a little bit stiff, and they're knocking a lot loose that might have stayed on there otherwise. Although, I mean, you don't want to, you want it to accent your painting though. You don't want it to completely cover it. I mean, I wouldn't want to leave it like this, because that's just too much paint covered or ink covered. Although it looks like I may end up with too much of it covered. So I have a video. I'll post it. I haven't done a voiceover yet because I tried to do this yesterday. I was going to do this tutorial for you all on this, and I didn't use the copper. I just used my regular Pinata brass, and it was a total fail. Not the painting. The painting turned out great. I was really happy with that. But as far as putting the foil on, the ink dried so quickly, and I did it fairly fast. I thought I was trying to excuse me, I was trying to rush through, you know, to make sure that it didn't dry. And you know, I put the foil on and was like, yeah, nope, nothing's sticking. I think I had like maybe 2 little spots like that that actually stuck to the painting. So I'm going to redo my intro for that one, where I tell you that I'm going to show you how to do this. And I'll do it as just as a painting tutorial. It is another red and orange and yellow. I was thinking about the fires, the bushfires in Australia the other day, and just decided to, yesterday, just decided to get out those colors and work with them a little bit. Alright, I'm just using my fingers over here because I don't want like a ton of this left on there, but I think I'm going to be kind of stuck with that, but that's alright. All over. Maybe I should have tried the iridescent glitter on this one. I don't know. That'll look cool with these colors. So, you can at least see whether you like the painting or not, you can at least see how to do it, you know, and it gives you that nice shine in there. I wish I had picked better colors for you all. I'm just really not living that, and probably should have worked the painting just a little bit longer. I see a couple of spots that I kind of wish I had, but I'm afraid if I go back and try to redo anything at this point, that it's either going to wash off, most likely it's going to wash off the foils. I haven't tried this, but even if it doesn't, it's going to color them. If they're still stuck on there, the ink is going to sort of dye your foil. Sorry, let me get this out of the way here. Before I have a kiddo come running in, I need to clean that up. Guaranteed somebody will come running in and bump it or sneeze or cough or something. It'll be a foil snowfall in here. But that gives you the general idea, anyway, of what you need to do if you want to try and do it like that, where it's just a very organic look. There's nothing planned about it. It's just, you know, I don't know. It's kind of cool. I like it like that, where it's just kind of luck of the draw where it sticks. So, you know, if you want to do something that's more specific, you can always take your whatever color. I have only used brass and I think the Pinata Rich Gold for this, but I've taken an extremely fine liner brush, and actually one that I cut down, another old makeup brush that I cut down to just like maybe 3 or 4 bristles on it, and I use it, and well, sometimes I can go in and kind of trace these lines if I want to come up from the bottom. It's a very pretty look if you do that. I haven't done a video where I've done that in quite some time. I've been fairly happy with the way that the brass has been moving on my paper lately, so I haven't gone in with a brush and done anything. So, but you know, you all can, you know, see, you can get fine liner brushes, but for what I wanted, to me, even those were not really fine enough. So that's the reason I cut down an old makeup brush and just made myself one out of that. But anyway, there's that. Let me say thank you for all of you. You all have been just amazing, and I got an email today from YouTube with my last month's statistics and analytics and everything, and just during the month of December, this channel gained, I think it was 452 subscribers. So thank you all so much. I love seeing this channel grow, and I love seeing, you know, this type of art get out there. I'm seeing so much more on the Alcohol Inc. YouTube groups, Facebook groups. I'm seeing so many more paintings that you all have done, and a lot of you that watch my channel, and thank you all, those of you who mentioned it on your posts. That I really appreciate it. I love knowing that these videos are helping you. That's the whole purpose of starting this, and you know, in the very beginning, was it's kind of funny. You see, my channel says I've been a creator since 2013, but what I've been is a YouTube watcher since 2013 with no videos posted. So I just used my original, you know, YouTube that I signed in with to watch YouTube, and started doing these videos. So I think it was May, maybe, of 2019 that I did my first video. So yeah, so I mean, we've just grown by leaps and bounds here, and you all are like family and friends to me. I love seeing the comments. You all are wonderful. You're always so complimentary about my paintings, even the ones that I don't feel good about. You all always see something great in it, and that's just wonderful. I'm so happy to kind of be a part of all of you all, and your positivity and good energy that I get from you. It means the world to me. Alright, well y'all, I will be back soon with another video. I'll get to working on the the foil failure but good painting video voiceover, and hopefully I'll get that one up. Actually, I'll give you a preview. I'll show you the painting really quickly. And then you'll know if you want to watch for this video or not. Alright, so this is that one. And yeah, I'm sorry, y'all may be getting really sick of seeing this style of painting from me right now, but I'm really just having fun with these all on one side kind of paintings. So this is it. This was my, you know, kind of inspired by things I've been seeing and watching on the news about the Australian bushfires, and my prayers go out to you, all of you in Australia, even if you're not in a fire zone there. The whole country is just, I know the whole country is suffering along with everyone who's in the fire zones, just seeing the loss of life for people and animals, and the loss of homes. It's tragic. It really is. So my thoughts and prayers and love are with all of you all. Alright, so there's your preview of what the next painting will be. You can see, I'm trying to see, this is all just the brass. There was like, here's a little spot up in here, I think, that was where some of the foil stuck for the most part. So I just had a couple of little spots. And for the most part, it's all just where I put the Pinata brass on. So, alright, well there's your preview of that one. There's the one we did today. And I hope you all enjoyed it. And I'll be back with y'all soon. Bye.